Hello, YouTube. Today I will be bringing you another deck profile, and this time is on Odd Eyes Magicians. This is easily my new favorite deck. Ever since they hit Necross, I've been playing this deck, and it's been a lot of fun. The deck is insane. It pumps a lot of damage. It can create like some really difficult boards for your opponent to overcome. Uh, it gives you a lot of options, and the cool thing about the deck is that it plays every single type of monster. It plays normal monsters, effect monsters, pendulum monsters, fusion, rituals, synchros, and exceeds. It's like everything in one, and everything flows perfectly. Uh, right now, I am not playing Odd Eyes Gravity Dragon anymore. I used to play it, but I cut it from the main deck just because it takes, with Monkey Board and Joker at one, it takes a little too much setup to do, and people are not playing back row. So, whenever the format gravitates into back row heavy, I will be playing Odd Eyes Gravity again. But for right now, I am not. This is the list that I've been playing for a while. I keep tweaking it now and then, like every other day, and the deck shows a lot. Like it shows its value. Like I take it to tournaments every time, and I top or I win the tournament. It's a very good deck, and it held its own against like full power Pepe. And now that Damage Juggler is banned, the deck can OTK that much easier. So enough talking. I'll get started with the deck. Because it's an Odd Eyes Magician deck, you have to play three Odd Eyes. There's no going around with two. You must get three. Play three. Getting one or having access to one early game is kind of crucial, just because it gets everything started. Like if you resolve its effect on the end phase to search, pretty much a Monkey Board or Wisdom Eye, you will probably win that duel just because uh, like the amount of damage you will put out next turn or plays, just because you resolve an Odd Eyes. So three is mandatory. It's the hard to solve the deck. Uh, for the best magician, one of the best pendulum monsters in the game right now, Wisdom Eye. I am so happy that this card stayed a three. If it got limited, it would have sucked. But Joker at one, I think it was the right move. Pepe you abused Joker more than this deck did, so keeping Wisdom at three is amazing. The fact that it can replace itself with any magician from the deck, it's awesome. And it's level four, which is pretty relevant, and you can recycle it and just do a lot of cute plays. The card is nuts. For the third three of the only 8 scale that we play, Dragon Pit Magician. It's probably one of the better cards in the deck just because it lets you deal with spells or traps in the field by discarding one Pendulum Monster. It's amazing. It's a level 7, which has a high amount of synergy with the other monsters. And its defense is ridiculous. 27, it's going to be difficult for a lot of decks to beat over. So I think 3 of is mandatory. And for the last 3 of, we played 3 of Dragon Magician as a low scale of preference. Uh, this and Dragon Pit is what you want to have on your scales at all times, or most of the time. This guy recycles your things. Being a level 6, it has synergy with some extra deck monsters, because we play tuners as well. This card is amazing. When I was last format, when I was playing 2 to 3 monkey boards, I was only playing 2. But now that monkey board is at 1, I think 3 of Dragons mandatory. Card is nuts. It's really good. And that was it for the last for the 3 ofs. Now for the 2 ofs, we play Sinkai Magician. Sinkai Magician, it's my favorite magician. It's probably my favorite card in the deck, just because the card it's great. It has a lot of good applications going for himself. It's a dark 2500 attack, level 7, and its on field effect is brilliant. Negating the effect of a live face up monster is awesome. It makes that your opponent Cosmo pilots have to like preemptively run away for the Dark Destroyer, so that's pretty neat. I like this card a lot, and this card makes Odd Eyes Rebellion, which my deck can easily make Odd Eyes Rebellion with its full effect, like I will. It's awesome, and this card is easily by far one of the better ones, and I think you should be playing at least one. And I chose to play 2 because it's a level 7, again, dark 25, and both its effects are awesome. Uh, I'm playing two Karens. This card is nuts. This card is insane. Like, I have no idea what Konami was thinking when they made this card. I guess they were thinking, oh, Magic Specters can't really Pendulum Summon it, so it's going to be difficult. But the fact that Dragon Pit, it's an 8 scale, makes this guy, like, super unfair. People have trouble getting over this card. Like, having this and an Apex Avian and a Vortex Dragon on the field, it's kind of game. So I'm playing 2 for right now. 3, it was clogging a bit too much. So for 2 it's just perfect. And this is a card that I keep going back and forth. I keep like cutting it and playing 3, but I mean, don't get me wrong, the card's amazing. It eats your opponent's resources like crazy. Your opponent, like, if they don't out the Avian, 1 or 2 Avians by a second turn, it's over. This card will eat all the resources and kill them. This card is awesome. Again, I was cutting it and maining it and I keep cutting it, but right now I'm maining it just because the format slowed down a little. So for right now, 2, I think it's perfect. 3 is definitely a thing, but for right now, I am playing 2. For the Hemp Traps, I'm playing 2 Mexies because it's good against most decks. It sucks against Monarchs, but it's okay. You know, Monarchs are a deck that takes a lot to beat just because of how good the deck is. But 2 Mexies for everything else, and to combo with, I'm playing 2 Effect Veilers. Effect Veiler is awesome. It hits everything. It's only really not that good against Cosmo, but it's decent against Cosmo if you hit the tin can. You know, it's good. It's amazing against Monarchs. It's good against rogue matches that need their key effects to go off, and you just Veiler and you can proceed to kill them next turn. So I think having a Veiler to draw from the Maxis is pretty good. And Veiler is a tuner, level 1 tuner, so there's some kind of synergy. My only tuner, it's Glow Up Bulb. It's reusable, it's an Earth, so it makes Natera Bees. The card is great. If you pitch it with Pendulum Call, it's applause, so just the one off. I guess I could play Tuning Magician, and I was, but the card was, it was lackluster, so I cut it. For the one Lone Monkey board, card's nuts. It's a level 6, so it has synergy with the deck, I guess. 6 and 1 make Meteor Burst that Meteor Burst takes a Pendulum Scale and special summon it, so it's a cool play. Plus, I play in a rank 6 in the extra deck, can be Pendulum Summon, so it can be used for that. 1 Monkey board, I think it's mandatory. And 1 Joker, I think, or I guess you could call the Monkey board second Joker, just because it searches Joker. It's really good. This and Sky Iris, it's kind of nice. But then 1 Joker, self-explanatory, don't need to explain the card. It's amazing. I'm kind of glad it went to 1. I guess when I heard about it, I was like, God damn it, but it's good that it's at 1. I can reuse it in my deck with Karen, so it's cool. 1 Noble Dragon Magician, awesome. She's my favorite discard fodder for my Magicians. For Dragon Pit and Dragon Pulse Dragon. It's a tuner, it comes back, it creates a lot of cool plays. I think 1, it's perfect. I might play 2 later, but as of right now, I'm just playing the 1. 1 Dragon Pulse. This and Global make Natera Bees. It has a good effect, you know, blowing up monsters. Not that relevant, but at times your opponent's like establishes a Rafflesia or something, you just blow it up, and you get to keep moving. So 1 Dragon Pulse for right now. And the last one, Dharma Eye Magician. 1 card that a lot of people are not playing just because they don't fully understand it. Its effects are good. On field effects, it's neat. You don't really use that as much because your Magicians will kind of never be destroyed by card effects. They're big, so... But yeah, when it's Pendulum Summon, all your Magicians can be destroyed by card effects, as long as this card's Pendulum Summon. And Scale effect is you can reveal a Pendulum monster in your hand and target 1 Magician scale that you control, and you give that Magician the scale of the monster in the hand. So if you right now of all Wisdom Eyes and you have this and Oath Dragon, you use Oath Dragon to get back the Dragon Pit, then use Dharma Eye, revealing the Dragon Pit and turning 1 of the 2 into 8 scale, so you can continue Pendulum Summoning. Plus it's a level 7 synergy with the deck, so I like the 1. The 1 has been working, and I haven't like looked back into it. That's it with the monsters. I believe it's 28. Spells, Wavering Ice. Don't know why it's not banned. The card is nuts. It creates like so many dirty plays. Like if you open with 2 of this and like 2 to 3 Pendulum monsters, you will probably win that duel just because you turbo out your deck. Like it accelerates a mechanic that shouldn't. Accelerating the pendulum monsters is nuts. In a pendulum mirror match, this card will mean game just because of the advantage that you net. Card is nuts. 3 pendulum call because turns any other card in your hand into a pendulum monster. It's amazing. Protects your scales. Don't know much to say about this card just because it's self-explanatory. Just search your scales and win, I guess. Sky Iris is awesome. Seeing this in Monkey Board early game is like the best thing in the world just because it sets up for so many dirty plays. It protects your Magicians, Performer Ball, and Odd Eye Scales from being targeted. So the card is amazing. It generates a lot of advantage, and it searches one of my favorite cards in the deck, which is Odd Eyes Fusion. Odd Eyes Fusion, it's pretty much a Shaddoll Fusion. It's a little more balanced, of course, but it's really, really good. The fact that you can search this, or if you have it in hand and your opponent has a board of like Infinity Rafflesia, you can out that board with this card alone. You fusion summon into Vortex, target one guy, negate, then they will use the effect to negate it, then you use that effect to negate. So the card is amazing. Trust me, you play this card, it's so good. 2 breaks a lot. I was playing 2, but just the 1 is perfect. For the last spell, I'm playing Degenerate Raigeki. It outsboards and cleans the path for your for you to go for game. So have to play the 1, I guess. You can easily cut it, but it's Raigeki. And for the last 2 cards of the deck, 2 Deck Devastation Virus, because we have lots and lots of targets. We have like 5 to 6 targets in the main deck and a few in the extra deck. So this card is awesome, and it wins like matches against Pepe, Water, and decks that require little guys. So card is incredible. I would suggest like looking into it and maining at least 1. So that's it with the main deck. 1 second. Let's go for the extra deck. All right. For the extra deck, I am playing 1 Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon because the card is amazing. It really, really is. It's probably my favorite Odd Eyes monster in the game. Just the fact that it negates any. I'm a control-based player, and this card, it's like it just spits control. You can't do much because you have to get over me, and if you do, I'm gonna come back because Absolute Dragon brings it back. So 1 up for right now. 1 Naturia Beast because Naturia Beast is kind of amazing. It locks your opponent out of like spells, and against mirror matches, it's game. Not much to say about it. Dragon Pulse and Global make it. So yeah, I made it plenty of times against people, against my opponents. 1 Clearwing. This is a Clearwing. There you go. Clearwing. It's easily my favorite synchro monster right now in the game. It provides protection for high level monsters, and against rogue decks, it kind of eats them alive. The card is nuts. It's against my favorite synchro in the game. I'm playing 2 Odd Eyes Meteor Burst Dragon. Card is nuts. I mean, like when your Cosmo matchup becomes infinitely easier because of this card. It's crazy how like the amount of times that I've killed Cosmos while they have like 4 ships up because of this guy. Like I can make like 5 big guys and next to this and boom, like over. Card's awesome. It lets you target a scale and special summon it. It creates for your, basically lets you overextend. And again, overextending is bad. But if you know what you're doing, it shouldn't be that bad. And for the last thing from playing 1 Ignister Prominence, you might be asking how do you make this card? Well, Ignister Prominence requires 1 tuner and 1 unknown pendulum monster. Odd Eyes, it's a pendulum non-tuner monster. And Global, it's a tuner, so there you go. You can use any of the level 7 magicians with Global, and there you go. Ignister Prominence still is like amazing in pendulum matches because you can like just spin their field, like target 1 scale and spin the other one. Card is awesome. 1 Dweller and Castell because they're like probably 2 of the best generic rank 4s. I don't feel comfortable going into any event without playing these 2 cards. Outs problems like Floodgates and Dwellers, it's good against most decks, so why wouldn't you? And Trapeze Magicians is the last rank 4 because OTK potentials are really, really high, and making a Trapeze Magician with an Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon, it's kind of amazing. So Trapeze for the lone rank 6 Utopia Beyond, because Utopia Beyond and Odd Eyes, it's an OTK. If you don't know what Odd Eyes effect on field is, it deals double damage to monsters that attacks. So Utopia Beyond makes your opponent's monster's attack go to 0. So that's an OTK because Odd Eyes will deal 5,000 and then 3,000 for game. The card's it's awesome. It only really comes against Cosmo, honestly. For the rank 7s, and play 2 Absolute Dragons because I think 2 is mandatory. 1 it's really good, but 2 is just like, God, come on. So good. Plus, you will send 1 and discard with Odd Eyes Fusion. So I think 2 is really, really good. I think 2 is mandatory, in my opinion. And I've been playing this deck since last July. 1 Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon, my favorite Xyz, probably the best card in the deck. Card just OTKs left and right. If your opponent doesn't have a Valor, you will kill them. Simple as that. And my deck can make this card, like it honestly can. Just if you open like decently or amazing, you can make this card and just kill them straight up. Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. This card is nuts. Just put it like that. This card is insane. Like the fact that it creates awkward game states where your opponent can't play. Because if they do play a card, they will kill themselves. It's that good. The card is nuts. Like at times the deck fails to OTK, so you make this on your main phase 2 and they're stuck because they can't play. They play a card, they lose. So I think you should be playing the card. And for the last card in the extra deck, rank 7 Big Eye. I don't really have to explain much because this card has been out for the longest and it wins games on its own. Big Eye is just amazing, you know. If you play a deck that plays level 7s and that can make rank 7s, you play it. Well, that was it for the main deck, extra deck, and for the side deck, there's a bunch of cards that you could play, like Mechanical Hound and Twin Twisters, MSTs. I will not be revealing it just because it's a player's preference. You put in the side deck whatever you think is best for you and for your local meta or whatever tournament you're going to. So again, that was my take on Odd Eyes Magicians. I've been enjoying this deck a lot. I've been playing it since July, since it got announced, you know, now OCG and stuff. I would recommend giving it a shot. It's not that expensive, it really is not, and you will have tons of fun. It will win you a lot of games, matches, tournaments, because it's won me so many tournaments and boxes that's one of the reasons why the deck is one of my favorites, just because of how good, how fun it is. If you're stuck this long with me, thank you for watching. You know, if you like the video, or if you like the deck, like the video, comment down below where I can change or what you would like me to play in the deck, and I definitely will take a look at it. Subscribe if you wanna see more videos like this, and check out my channel. I have a ton of other deck profiles that I have, and I will be uploading more. So again, thank you, and I am out.